What's the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cards everywhere here. First off, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holidays and a brilliant new year. So today I have a deck profile for you. It is a Radical Rockets deck, and it puts up a decent fight. It might not be as good as Mammals are currently, but it can certainly do some damage. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the deck and we'll jump into a game. First off, Space Shuttle. On the return, a random card in your hand gains 28 power until played. Next we have SpaceX Falcon Heavy. On the draw, if your deck has 10 or more space cards, this card costs -5 energy this round. Then we have White Knight 2. On the play, your Radical Rockets cards in hand gain 15 power this turn. Next up, V2 Rocket. On the return, an opponent's random card in hand gains 15 power this round. Ideally, you'd want to play this card at the last turn of a round, but 15 power is not much of a difference. Next up, Soyuz. On the return, your Radical Rockets cards, wherever they are, cost -2 energy this round. Next, SM65B Atlas. This is one of the newer cards released there a few days ago. On the draw, this card locks this round. And on the play, if it's the third turn of a round, your Radical Rockets cards, wherever they are, gain 20 power until played. So normally you'd probably only get this once a game, but you might be able to get off a second time if you get it early enough. Next we have Long March 5. On the return, your Radical Rockets cards, wherever they are, gain 15 power, and if you won the turn, an extra 10 power until played. Then we have John Glenn. On the return, your Radical Rockets and Amazing Astronauts cards, wherever they are, gain 10 power and cost -1 energy until played. Next, SpaceX Falcon 9. On the play, if it's the first turn of a round, your cards in hand gain 9 power this turn. And then on the return, a random space card in your hand gains 39 power this round. So ideally you want to play this on the first or second turn of a round. If you play it on the third turn, you're missing out on a bit of power. Next, Gennady Padalka. On the play, your Space Technology and Radical Rockets cards, wherever they are, gain 26 power until played. Next, Eris. On the draw, your space cards, wherever they are, lose 10 power permanently. And then on the return, your space cards, wherever they are, gain 20 power permanently. Next, Rocket Lab Electron. On the play, if it's the first turn of a round, this card gains 18 power this turn. Then we have the Ultra Fusion Brain World. At the start of a turn, both players' space cards, wherever they are, gain 2 power permanently. Next up, I've gone with Terminator as just a big hitter. On the draw, this card gains 40 power permanently. And then on the return, if it's the last turn of a round, this card costs -2 energy permanently. Then we have Planisphere. On the play, if your deck contains only space cards, your cards, wherever they are, gain 15 power until played. Then we have Falmat. Fomhal Hot. On the draw, your space cards, wherever they are, gain 30 power until played. And on the play, for every round completed this game, your space cards, wherever they are, lose 10 power permanently. So we won't be playing this card after round 2 unless it's the last turn of a game and we do need to play it, but otherwise I'll just be playing this card once per game. Next we have Space Launch System. On the play, your Radical Rockets, wherever they are, with 5 or more base energy, gain 18 power until played. And then on the return, you're exploring the stars cards wherever they are, cost -1 energy until played. And finally we have Eileen Collins. On the play, if played next to Space Shuttle, your Radical Rockets cards wherever they are gain 22 power until played. So that is the deck, guys. We'll just jump straight into a game and see if we can get a win. Hopefully we won't be facing a Mammals deck. While this deck can beat them if we get a bit lucky, it's not very consistent. The Mammals are just quite strong at the moment. But I'd say on a lower energy week, they'll be a bit more manageable. But I wouldn't consider them overpowered either. So it's nice to have a fresh deck for the meta. But here we go. We have found a game and it looks to be a real opponent. So we'll say hello and see what we're going with here. So we won't be able to play everything. So I think I'll just play Eris and John Glenn. So we are facing the Land and Ocean deck with the Paleontology boosters. I don't know which variant it will be. It might be the Venomous Creatures variant, which is quite good. But we'll make it work. So we'll go with a 350 on this next turn. I do believe it is the Venomous Creatures version. Quite a good deck. Certainly interesting. I believe I have a version of it posted somewhere on the channel. Certainly an interesting deck to play. And there is Fahalmut. So I think I will play it now. We get Terminator around and we'll save the Space Shuttle for Eileen and go with the V2 rocket for a 413. It is enough to get the win. So first round in the bag for us. So hopefully we get Eileen next turn so we can get the Space Shuttle off. Unfortunately not, but we'll try to set it up so they do come together. So we'll go with the Long March, White Knight 2 and the Space Shuttle for a 382. It's enough to win the turn, so we get the extra boost from the Long March 5. So that'll be 25 to all of our rockets. And we have Atlas there in the back for a nice big hitter next round if we need it. Put that there. And we'll go with that for a 550. More than enough to get the win. Or to get ahead anyway. We'll say thank you very much to the opponent. And I might play Brain World next round. Or next turn, just to get it out of the hand. We'll see what else we draw. There is the Eileen Collins. We'll play her there, and hopefully we'll be able to line her up later on if we need it. Oh, it looks like the opponent has quit. So we'll just jump into another game. And we'll see if we can get another win. So as you can see, the deck certainly has some power in it, and it can be adjusted for low energy weeks if needed. But it still is not a top tier. But I'm quite happy with where it's at. I didn't really get to play much this week at all. I think yesterday was the first time I even got to play a game this week. So the uploads will be dodgy. I'll try and get one out Christmas Day. Beyond that, it'll probably still be a bit dodgy until January. But after January, we will try to get back to 3 uploads a week at least. And perhaps we'll delve into some other content as well. Won't make any promises, but we will certainly try. So we got From Hollet on the first turn, so we'll get that around as fast as possible. Go with the Long March. Actually, we go with Soyuz and the Rocket Lab Electron for a 254. We are against a bot. If we win quick enough, I might jump into another game as well. We'll see how we get on. But the Soyuz will make our cards a little cheaper this round. So we have the Terminator, so we'll get that right around, I think. The Long March and the John Glenn for a 328. Unfortunately, we lost a turn, so we don't get the full effect of the Long March, which is not preferable, but we still get a 15 power boost, and we get the 10 more from John Glenn, so we should be okay in the long run. There's our Eris. To get that around with Gennady and the Space Launch System, I think, for a 267. It is enough to get the win, and we get the permanent boost from Eris, so we should be a bit stronger going forward. And we have Atlas for next round if we need it. Since we are playing against the Penguins, he does get the album bonus this round, but we should be okay no matter what anyway. So we go with Planisphere, the Falcon Heavy, and the V2 Rocket, I think, for a 490. And we should be drawing our Eileen Collins very soon as well to get the space shuttle off. So we shall go with that, and we get the Brain World. We can start getting the boosts going. So we go with the Falcon 9, Space Shuttle, and Eileen Collins. A big turn from the opponent, but we still have a good big lead on him, so we should be fine. But I still think I will play a bit of a weaker hand here. So we get the Falmouth out, the Atlas, and I think I'll just go with the Brain World, and we'll go for a big hard-hitting turn next round. We do have the arena advantage, so we should be just fine. So here we go into round 3. So we got the Terminator straight away. So we go with the Soyuz, Terminator, and the Long March. So we get the Long March boost. So 691. Plenty enough to win the turn. And we'll get the plus 25 power boost for the Long March. And we might be able to get the White Knight effect in full swing. Not quite yet. So we'll go with John Glenn, Eris, and Padalka for a 373. The opponent was able to catch up, back up a little bit there. So we are losing, but we should be just fine. We get some big boosts here. So we'll go with the strongest hand we can, with White Knight, Rocket Lab, and the Falcon Heavy for a 775. I do believe that will be enough. More than enough. So there we go. We'll try to jump into another game. Hopefully we don't get a bot, but we'll see what happens. But as you can see, the deck does have quite a bit of power behind it. So we'll try and grind out to rank 6. I highly doubt I'll be able to get up to rank 1 again this week anyway. So hopefully I'll be able to get to at least 3 or 4, so I'm not grinding all the way back up from 18. But we'll see what happens. So what are you all playing at the moment? I'm seeing a lot of mammals running around. The marsupials, not so much. On lower energy weeks, we'll see a lot more of them. But other than that, I haven't seen too much variation. I haven't seen the Statue of Liberty deck in a long time. So it looks like we found another game. Looks to be a real opponent. We'll wait and see. So we give a hello. And we got Space Shuttle and Eileen Collins straight away. So we'll go with the 171 hand. So the opponent is playing the Space Technology deck. So we'll lose this turn. But that's okay in the long run. So we get nice big boosts onto our cards. We'll play the Terminator on the last round. We go with Soyuz, Planisphere, and Padalka for a 367. I don't think I'll be able to catch up, but I will certainly play the strongest cards I can. Just to line them up so we get them when they come around again. So we'll go with Falmouth, Terminator, and the SpaceX Falcon 9, I think, for a 444. Not enough to get the win. I wonder if I could have, if I didn't play Falmouth. I might have been able to, but I'd prefer to set myself up for later in the game. Although I probably should have gotten Falcon Heavy out of the hand. So we go Eris. And the John Glenn, not an ideal hand. So we might lose this round as well. But hopefully we'll be able to set ourselves up for the win later on in the game. So I am going to get the Brain World out of the hand since it is not helping me too much. Actually, I'll hold on to it for another turn and go with the full rocket hand. Just to see if we can catch up a little bit. If I had the Atlas available to me, I might be able to make a comeback here. But I don't think I will. But we'll go with this hand here. With the Long March, V2 Rocket and Brain World. I just want to get Brain World out of the hand really. Again, I actually could have won the turn if I had played the Space Shuttle. But I'm going for the long game here. So we go Space Shuttle, Eileen Collins. And the Rocket Lab for a 456. So we're starting to get ahead a little bit now. And we'll get the Soyuz around as well next turn. I might play Falmouth on the last turn of this round if we are well ahead, which I think we will be. Yes, I believe I'll play the Hall Hut and the Eris as well. So 404. Hopefully that is enough. Yes, it is. So I think we will be just fine here in the long run. I'll probably save the Atlas for the very last round. So what do we got here? Go Space Launch, the John Glenn, and the Falcon 9 for a 521 start. It is enough to get ahead. Again, we'll be keeping Atlas in the back pocket. The opponent does seem to be holding on to those two cards in hand as well, so we might need it. So we will go Long March, White Knight 2, and the Falcon Heavy for a 634. The opponent had the Brain World as well, so we were both boosting each other. And we get the full power boost from the Long March. And we can also get the boost from Eileen, Space Shuttle and Brain World. So we are even on 2-2. We'll see if we can get the win here in the last round. We do have Atlas working in our favour. So, round 5. Let's see if we can do it. So we're going to go Soyuz, Planisphere for 440. We go to 455 start. It's enough to get ahead. And we get the reduction in the cost of our cards, so we shall be just fine here for the last part of the game. So we'll go Terminator, Padelka, and the Eris, 433. So again, we were able to stay ahead, and we should have a nice big, close to 1,000 hand turn here for the last round, or for the last turn of the game. And we get the boost from Fommel Hut. So we'll go Atlas, Space Launch, and the V2 rocket for a 1,105 finish. And there we have it. Certainly not an easy game, but we were able to play the long game and come out on top at the end. So, a very good game. Well played. So I think we'll leave it here, folks. I hope you did enjoy the deck. The code will be in the description. And let me know what you think of the deck down in the comments. And I will catch you in the new year, probably. So I hope everyone has a great holidays. And we'll end it here. Cards everywhere, out.